This is Desert Dynasty. My name is Adam. I'm here with Sefa and Rick, and we're just three diehard Cardinals fans talking everything Cardinals. With this podcast today, we're going to be talking about how Greg Dortch and Akeem Davis-Gaither head to new teams. What is left for the Arizona Cardinals in free agency? Is there a big signing coming up? Can Jacoby Brissett get us 6 to 8 wins in 2026? Should the Cardinals trade down from number 3? Is Sonny Styles really in play that high at number 3? And a quick tour of the NFC West moves going around right now. This is Desert Dynasty. Let's hit it.
Hey, good shit, Adam. Thank you. Welcome back, everybody. Yes. Rick is back in the house. This is another edition into the Desert Dynasty podcast. What's up, Rick?
Bro, sorry I missed out last week. I was out visiting Utah and family, and I was depressed. I was like, dang, I didn't even let the boys know I was going to be gone, so my bad.
Yeah, we just said next time we're going to plan better, man. We're going to figure out how to record. But no, you're good. We had a decent podcast last week. I think it was really informative. At least I know we got pretty decent on YouTube. We got a really big comment. I'm not going to read it out, but thank you so much to all of our Desert Dynasty followers. Whether you're listening through Spotify or if you're watching this on YouTube, we really appreciate it. Hit that like, hit that follow, hit that subscribe. Everything helps keep us alive. We know it's a little fanboy podcast, but we love what we do. I had a small little segment. It's not even going to take forever. I just thought it'd be a fun little game to start off this podcast. But I want Adam and Rick to blindly rank these 5 Cardinals players, okay? And you both have to agree on the ranking before we move on to the second. Move on. So the first, without knowing the order of all 5 players, the first player on the list is Trey McBride. Where do you put him?
Oh, okay. Blindly ranking Trey, I'd probably put him at
3,
at 2. 2 sounds good because I don't know if Sefa's going to put any legendaries in there.
I know he's going to say Fitz, but would you put Anquan Bolden above Trey McBride? Or Kurt Warner?
I would put Kurt. Let's put him at 3.
So put 3.
Okay.
So Trey McBride at 3. Okay. The second player on this list is Budda Baker.
4.
Yeah, 4.
4.
Yeah.
Okay. Number 3, David Johnson.
5.
5. Hoping you don't pick someone even worse.
Shit.
Number 2, DJ. Number 2, Calais Campbell.
Okay, put him at 2
for sure.
Yeah.
And then
he's gonna have something crazy.
The last one, Larry Fitzgerald.
Number 1.
Okay.
Let's go.
All right. There you go. That's a good list.
That's a really good list right there, dude.
You got
That's the only way.
Larry Fitzgerald, Calais Campbell, and then you did Trey McBride, Budda Baker, and then DJ. David Johnson.
That's literally it.
That's
right
perfect.
Like,
I got a little scared. He'd be like Kyler Murray. I was like, oh.
There one. You're like, why?
Yeah.
I thought he was gonna be like Daryl Washington. I'm like, no freaking way.
But yeah, still it'd be fun to throw in there. So
nice. That was good.
Yeah. No, I like that segment a lot. I love that. Dang, I saw one ranking where it was like 1 through 10 though, and I'm like, man, 1 through 10 would be so difficult. And they had like players I didn't even know. I'm like, were you the Chicago Cardinals? Because I have no idea who that guy was. But no, I appreciate you though, Seth. I like that segment a lot. Maybe we'll do that moving forward. We're gonna get right into it though. First and foremost, Greg Dortch, Akeem Davis-Gaither leaving to go to different teams. Greg Dortch followed Petzing to the Lions. He was our return specialist. It's a good thing that we signed Duvernay from the Bears, and he had a stint with the Ravens. What do you guys think about Dortch leaving the Lions?
I'm kind of happy about it because we already knew he wasn't going to start. Kendrick Bourne is going to be our new wide receiver 3, and I'm really happy about it. He was really good with the Niners last year, and we've overpaid him, so we got to get that kind of value back by having him start. So I'm a little sad about Dortch because like the Dortch, we loved him, but I'm happy to see him go shine somewhere else.
Yeah. I'm in agreement with Rick. I like that we didn't re-sign Dortch just because I think he wanted a little more than we were gonna give him, and go get paid by the Lions. I think the Lions are gonna take a really big step backwards this year, which
Me too.
that's crazy to think, but yeah, and then like you said, Duvernay, the Bears, he was a great special teamer for them. So
Hmm.
maybe
Former All
we
Pro too.
yeah, maybe we take that and run with it, for our special teams.
Yeah, just some quick stats on that. Duvernay had 11 punt return yards average last
Average.
year and almost 27 average kick return yards per return.
Wow.
So
Damn.
good return specialist. He didn't really do much in the receiving game, but that's fine. I was actually wondering what we were going to do with Dortch after we signed Duvernay, and I guess we got our answer. So
Yeah,
um,
and I'm really excited about that too because our special teams was hurting last year. I mean, we had one of
yeah.
our star captains, what was his name, Joey Blunt,
Oh
that got
yeah.
injured like at the beginning of the season. So
Beginning of the year.
our special teams was just hurting, and so to have someone like Duvernay shore up this like return specialist and like put some juice in there, it's going to help us a lot because you can see the Seahawks won the Rams game last year in the playoffs because of special teams. I don't know if
Mm-hmm.
you remember that muffed fumble, or
Yeah.
muffed kick or punt fumble. And yeah, so it's just like we want to make sure we're a well-rounded team, and I think Duvernay is going to make it way better.
Yeah, absolutely. Plus, he provides like I- the thing with Greg Dortch is that he was just so short. So as a receiving option, like he was limited. Duvernay's not limited because of that. He's a burner, and if you put him in space, right, he'll
Yeah.
make a couple people miss and maybe break a couple tackles. So I'm excited to see what he brings for our team. Sad to see Dortch go, and then Akeem Davis Gaither. I mean, at least me personally, I'm so glad to see that motherfucker go. Okay, I called him out every single
And
week, like, oh, missed
from the
tackle.
signing, bro.
Yeah, he was awful, dude. I hated every single second of him on our team. Obviously, he's in the NFL though, so whatever.
How many times did we say when it was last season we were like sit Davis Gaither and just start Cody Simon? Like we said that a million
100%.
times last year.
Every single time until they started Cody Simon.
Seriously.
Didn't we sign that? Is that Billings guy from the Patriots? Is there a
Yes.
linebacker?
Yeah,
I
the
forgot
the
his last name.
linebacker. I always forget his last name. But yeah, we signed him and he did pretty good and he contributes on special teams. So,
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I
yeah,
like that. I funny thing is, I actually like that signing better than when we did sign Gaither. At the time, I was like,
me
"Why did
too.
we sign a backup Bengals linebacker?"
Yeah.
Because he wasn't even starting at the Bengals. I was like, okay, but
Yeah, no, I like that signing as well. I anytime I tuned into a Patriots game, I always heard his name like affecting the play or getting a tackle. So I really like the signing. But yeah, with that being said, is this a situation where we let Davis Gaither go and Dortch because like we trust our internal linebackers, or is this maybe something we fix in the draft?
Didn't think about that. I mean, you mentioned that in the intro, Sonny Styles, and man, I don't know if we take a linebacker at number 3. That would be very rich, especially with our history with Isaiah Simmons and but Sonny Styles is an elite linebacker. He could easily shore up our defensive linebacking core, and I wouldn't be mad at the pick. I just don't think it's what we're gonna do. But
yeah,
Yeah.
and
what do you think,
I
Rick?
know Mac Wilson is on a 1 year deal left on his contract,
Mhm.
so it would make sense to draft a linebacker. I'm thinking Sonny Styles makes me scared because he's an Ohio State freak, and that's what Monty loves.
Mhm.
So it makes me nervous. And I think if we trade back to 8 or something, that's a possibility. But I'm with Cephas. I think there's more value with taking a edge or a tackle at 3 overall. So that's where I'm hoping we go to. But I can totally see Sonny being a part of this regime, especially with Cody Simon. And I wouldn't be mad at it as long as he is the best linebacker, right, in like the top 5 in the league, because
He
that's
is.
the value you're going to get into the top
Oh,
10
in the NFL.
in a top 10 pick. Yeah, in the NFL. In a
Yeah.
top 10 pick, you got to be a top 10 linebacker. And if you're not, then we're wasting that value. So I'm scared about it, but I can see the appeal.
the vision. I
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
wouldn't be mad at it. I really like him as a player. It's kind of like the Jahad Campbell last year. Jahad Campbell helps just
The
as a
Eagles.
captain of the defense, right? And he helped Alabama so much, and I'm pretty sure he's going crazy with the Eagles. So,
Yeah,
Is
he's going nuts. I mean, he got compared to Fred Warner by us, and he literally looked the
yes,
part his first year. I don't know. I haven't watched every single play and all the highlights of Sonny Styles. I've just seen kind of the clips, and I watched his combine, but just a couple clips from like the big games, and I mean he looks the part.
yeah,
I would be excited about him just because I think he's different than Arvell Reese and Isaiah Simons. He's played that position. He
hmm
came from safety and came down because he was a box safety who could cover. Um,
I was
and
gonna
he
say
just put
I
on weight. So,
yeah, I was gonna say I like him more than Arvil Reese, which is kind of crazy
oh,
because everyone
same.
loves him more. But
Hmm.
I'm in the Sunny Styles boat, 100%.
Definitely. Yeah. And we'll definitely get more into that at the, closer to the end of the show here. But one thing I really want to jump into is just Cardinals free agency. We've already made some good signings, not great, but some good signings. Um, but is there something else that the Cardinals need to do, or is there somewhere else that we want the Cardinals to attack in free agency? Is there a big splash signing you guys think might happen with some of the not necessarily big names out there, but everybody in the league knows them kind of thing?
that's a great question, and I really do think that the Cardinals should look into the quarterback room still. But again, I'm also on board with signing or drafting a quarterback. But if we were going to sign another free agent, that's what I would do is get a quarterback. Just because I don't like Jacoby being our starter, but I don't know any other good free agents left, unfortunately, with this market.
Yeah, I'm I'd be definitely on board on trying to find another edge. I don't know about like I'm not in love with Browning and Zaven Collins, so I'd like to find a Max Crosby type. I don't know if I want to give up two first, but it'd be
The
exciting to
price came
see an
down
edge. Oh
because
wow,
of his injury, so you probably could get him for a first, just one.
yeah.
So
Eh,
everybody is saying it came down because of the injury. Sorry to cut you off, Junior. They're
no, you're
saying
good.
it came down because of the injury, but everybody already knew the injury.
Hmm.
hmm
So
But
when they
no
started
Oh
one's
trading
gonna
yeah,
for
so
him,
give
Ravens were
what.
kind of like, what the heck, you
But
know?
since the Ravens backed out, that now everybody knows that no one's gonna ask for anything. Like the Raiders can't accept anything more than what
Oh,
they
yeah.
okay.
originally got.
Well, I think they also kind of backed out. The Ravens did because he said, "Hey, no matter what, I'm going to retire a Raider." And I think the Ravens are like, "Okay, we're going to have you
Oh,
Oh,
for 3 or 4 years, and then you're going to go
and
back
then
to
you're
the
done.
Raiders."
yeah.
So,
I guess Max would probably be off the table now, but I would love to see another edge rusher, kind of like a Josh Sweat. I know we don't have too much money this offseason, but you can never go wrong with a high tier edge rusher pick. But I think we'll probably do that when we have a quarterback. Because
mhm.
the general manager's like, if we're not going to win games because of quarterback, why am I going to go all in on an edge rusher? So,
Yeah, in regards to edge rusher, I mean, there's one big name that went crazy with I think the Cowboys last year, Jadeveon Clowney, but I don't think we get him. I try to pinpoint a couple that we know of that are just they do their job well. Kyle
hmm.
Van Noy, he's a free agent right now, always a great edge rusher. Calais Campbell's
Hmm.
still out there. He's not necessarily an edge, but he just makes a big difference. Clelin Ferrell, he played for Clemson and then he played for the 49ers this last year. Preston Smith, I don't know if you guys remember him. He was with the Packers, and then he went to the Commanders. So there's a couple names out there that I think for edge rusher are really good. Really, where I'm thinking that we need to make a splash is a signing where we can get them cheaper than they typically would have been before maybe they got released, before maybe they had an injury, or a mixture of the two. I'm talking about Brandon Ayuk. I'm talking about Tyreek Hill. Do you think it's
hmm
an option for the Cardinals to go and take a chance on them for 3 to 5 million a year, 1 year deal, and see if they can produce this year with us?
I saw Brandon Ayuk had ties to the Washington Commanders because I think, was working out with Jaden Daniels or something.
Probably.
So I don't
Yeah.
know if he wants to come to the Cardinals, but I would like that. I mean, it's a dangerous pick because he was very selfish with 49ers,
Yeah.
and it was a little rough ending there. But like you said, you could see the talent, and that's why he got that max contract. So I was like,
Yeah.
maybe do a flyer just to see what we got. But I would love that. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it at all. I mean, especially being an ASU product coming back to Arizona. I love my ASU team or, you know, football players. But
Hmm.
it is risky. I don't think Monty likes risk, clearly. Never takes
Yeah.
flyers on any kind of risk.
Seriously.
Dude's the most vanilla GM in the world. But I would love it. And Tyreek, man, Ace Tyreek Hill, bro. He just sells tickets. He brings juice to a franchise. He would easily be wide receiver one if he's healthy,
Mhm.
and he would take the top off, like we've always said we wanted a receiver to do. So,
Yeah, I mean, maybe not even wide receiver one. Maybe, maybe he's easing himself back into it and
hmm
everybody knows it and we know it. And he's just our slot guy to take the top off or run a little bubble screen to. And we've got big receivers, so just block real good and let Tyreek Hill, hit a crease and, it's an 80-yard touchdown out of nowhere,
mentor
something like
MHJ to be
that.
a little diva or something, bro, because MHJ got no
Oh
juice.
shit.
Yeah, hey, shit, might get it in his face a little bit. I feel like MHJ just has to like get in a fight. Like
Bro, yeah,
I
bro
feel
needs
like
to
that would change his
understand that he's
life,
a
you
wide
know?
receiver. He's not an O lineman, bro. Like,
Yeah.
you don't got to be humble, bro. You ask for,
Yeah,
scream for the ball, push people around,
Hell
tell them that
yeah,
you're
bro.
the ball, like you're the guy. He's
yeah,
too nice.
Dude.
He's like,
Oh,
I'm
you gotta do
humble.
what the team wants.
Yeah, we'll do
Bro,
whatever to
I
win.
hated that because Petzing fed into it, bro. Petzing's like, yeah,
Yes,
MHJ, you just do whatever I say. But no, he's MH fucking J, bro. Like he was the
yes.
best Ohio State wide receiver to come out of college, like forever. And now we're saying JSN is the GOAT. Bro, please to
Dude,
God, I
for real,
hope
JSN
that
wasn't
MH
anything
that's
at
what I'm
Ohio
saying. I'm
State. I
like,
guess I
I'm
might get
hoping
canceled for saying this, but
yeah,
come on,
I'm hoping
dog.
MHJ can finally have a resurgence because I'm sick and tired of being like fucking JSN fans or Garrett Wilson. MHJ was yo daddy, okay?
Yes.
And then now we're the little like bitches on the Cardinals. Like doesn't make any sense, bro.
It's mild to think about and to see, but I really think he just needs to get that like Justin Jefferson like type diva energy or like
Jamar
Jamar
Chase,
Chase. Any of those guys, they always command the football and they get pissed
hundred
when they
percent,
didn't they don't get their touches and they
hundred
make it
percent.
vocal in their press conferences. And like, yeah, people want to shit on it, but look at what they produce when you give them the ball. Adam,
yeah,
you're a receiver. You did
You
the
know how it
same
is.
shit. Like, throw me
yeah,
the football or I don't want to fucking play.
yeah,
And unfortunately, it's a selfish way of thinking, and that's how wide receivers are. But that's the great ones. And
Yeah.
I mean, Larry Fitzgerald, even though he was very humble, he still was very vocal in the huddle and to the people. That's what Kurt Warner said. He's like, yeah, on the in the media and on stuff like that, Kurt Warner doesn't seem like that. But when we're in the huddle, he's in my ear the whole time,
give me the
and that's what
fucking
great
ball.
receivers do.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, no, that's
Yeah,
I
exactly what I think needs
digress.
to happen with him. But hey, you know who does show me that is Trey McBride and
Michael.
Michael Wilson. They're dogs.
oh
hmm
yeah,
They're dogs.
hmm
yeah.
You see him chirping and you see him talking shit to people, and that's what I
Yes.
mean. In all the best receivers in the league, that's what you see them do right now. So I
And
agree
that's
with
the
that.
vision that I saw when I watched like Michael Wilson highlights back in the day at Stanford. I was like, and at the
So
Senior Bowl, I
good.
was like, dude, this guy is good. And like, he was the only reason he fell was because of injury. And I was like, thank God
Yeah.
we got him.
I don't know
So,
if you guys saw the Kendrick Bourne interview when he got, signed with us. He
uh-huh.
said he first went against Michael Wilson and Michael Wilson threw up like 250 yards and he's like, "Who is this guy?" And he talked to him after the game and he's like, "Man, I just remember hearing this guy tripping on the sidelines." And he's like, "This guy is just like all this high energy." And I was like, "I love that energy. Bring it like MHJ, bring that energy, man."
Dude,
Yeah.
100%.
And if our whole receiver room could do that, I mean, we'll be a game changer. But one thing I think that is going to be different between Gannon and Lafleur is
Mike,
Lafleur
yeah.
brings that energy. He's going to bring that juice, and he's going to
Yes.
expect it from MHJ. And if he doesn't bring it, he's going to put it into him. Oh,
Man,
pause.
you
But you
saw
know what I
the
mean.
Michael. I was gonna say you saw Michael Fuller coached against the Cardinals last year because I think McVay was out sick or something,
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he threw up like 40 plus on us,
It was
dude.
when the
yeah,
Rams
just for
came to
fun.
Arizona.
Yeah,
They
so I'm like,
just
dude, Mike,
destroyed
come
us.
on. Yeah, Mike's gonna be good.
Yeah. Now, one other position before we do move on, I do want to address is that tackle position. We already talked about edge rusher, which was big. Let's talk about tackle. There's some right tackles out there that haven't been signed that could really make a difference. Maybe we're waiting so that we don't break the bank, but um, I mean, there's some great tackles out there right now. For some reason, they're not on my little list I have here. But I mean, there's Jack Conklin. There's the right tackle from the Chiefs. He's out there. He was extremely good. Cam Robinson. Are we maybe waiting till after the draft and see how they fall, and maybe there'll be a late signing, or is it going to be one where it's like, hey, your price tag's got to come down to 5 million a year if you want us to sign us? Like, what do you
Yeah,
guys think with that?
I'm thinking that Monty wants to have a young, like stud in a right tackle, and in all of our O line in general. Because if you're gonna sign a free agent, they're gonna expect high money, and he probably wants to put that elsewhere, like into the backfield or quarterback. So I'm thinking he is waiting for the draft. The crazy thing though is if we do draft a tackle at 3, that's a $9 million contract. So that's a pretty
Mhm.
expensive freaking tackle.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It just depends.
Yeah, I think unfortunately we signed Elijah Higgins, or not Elijah Higgins. What's his name? Elijah Wilkinson. We
Oh,
re-signed
Wilkinson.
him. He was the starter last year for the Falcons, but we had him previously when we cut
Yeah.
him. Um, I'm not in love with it, but it does feel like a backup. I think he's a backup right
You think
tackle.
he's like 3 or 4? Yeah, probably
Yeah, he's
4.
definitely not starting. And if he is, we're
We're
tanking.
fucked.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're not going to be good with him. But I do think the Cardinals are, if they do sign another free agent right tackle, it's going to have to be for cheap. Because we already signed Elijah Wilkinson, and they're going to look for a tackle in the draft 100%. In the first 3 rounds, guarantee we're going to draft a tackle.
Yeah. I think we draft one no matter what, unless we sign a legit tackle who's worth a lot of money. I think we go tackle in the first or second round, but it also depends
Hmm.
what we do. Hey, do we trade down? Do we stay put? Do we trade down and then trade back up? Like, what do we do? Um, and who do we get? I still think there's certain players that it's like, hey, like you don't want to take them till the second round because they have high potential, but a lot to work on. And there's other
Mhm.
players that are just they're refined. They have small coaching points they need to improve upon, but they can be dominant in this league.
Hmm.
So, but yeah, no, I completely agree with what you guys are saying, and I can't wait to talk more about the draft here a little bit later in this episode. Here, you guys, this is my shit. So,
I know, right?
but we're gonna move on here to Jacoby Brissett. I know Sefa, you're saying you don't really like him, don't really believe in him. We all really kind of said that, but if we surround him with the right pieces, which it seems like we're going to be heavily in the running game, maybe a lot of 20 personnel, 22 personnel. Are we going to win 6 to 8 games with Jacoby Brissett? And how would we do it, even if you think we can? How would we have to win 6 to 8 games with Jacoby Brissett?
That's a good question. I think to be a competitive team next year, Nick Rawls has got to step it up. I would think that we are more of a low scoring, high tier defensive, team just because we don't have a quarterback. I know we have an offensive coordinator or offensive head coach, but I just don't think if like Jacoby could give us that juice of like 30 plus points a week because he didn't do it last year. So I would think it would have to be Nick Rallis with that one coach that we signed to step up and get close games and beat the teams we're supposed to beat. Because next year it's like in the NFC West, I don't think we can like sweep any of them. So you got to probably like try to reach for those wins elsewhere. But I still do think like a 3 or 4 is probably like more realistic. But that's what I think.
I think Jacoby Brissett has a chance to do some good in Arizona. He's shown us that he can sling it. Granted, we're playing from behind every week, but Michael Wilson and Trey McBride were putting up numbers. If we can mimic those numbers while playing not from behind, then we can definitely win some football games. I think what'll factor into that is good running back play, good running football. If the Cardinals can run the football, we're going to be good. Jacoby Brissett will basically not have to be scared because people aren't going to cheat, the pass. They're not going to pass rush or blitz, you know what I mean? Or maybe they do. But anyway, in any event, if you can run the football, it'll open up the passing lanes. And we know Jacoby Brissett is pretty decent at passing the ball. I just hate that he didn't win more football games last year. But if he did, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. And Gannon would never have gone fired and whatever, you know what I mean? So I guess I'm just skeptical because he only won one football game last year. And the NFL is not getting younger. He's getting older. I'm sorry, the NFL is getting younger and he's getting older. So it's like, I don't know what to expect.
And also his all of his stats were really in like the late fourth, third quarter, like when the game was put away. So I don't really see significant football that he played to win games. I don't know though. Maybe I'm just a hater
You know what
because
I
like of
hate
the win loss column.
is the couple games that we were down and we're so close. We were actually gonna win. It was like Atlanta, the Colts, and I
Colts,
think it was one of the other shitty teams. But remember in that Colts game, we drove the ball down.
the Jags team, my
eh,
bad.
And the Jags, right? Exactly. The Colts, we drove the ball down. Granted, not his fault, and Trey McBride got PI'd. That game, he didn't finish. The Colts, the Jags, we went to overtime, and he throws randomly to Xavier Weaver on fourth down when we should have just got a first in
Yeah,
overtime. Dog
uh,
shit play.
yeah.
And we can blame that on Petzing as well, but again, that doesn't
Falcons,
show clutchness, right?
hmm
And then that third loss was to the
Falcons, right?
Falcons.
When it
Yeah,
was super
Atlanta
close.
Falcons. Again, a third and short, and we throw it all the
Couldn't
way
get the
downfield.
first.
Couldn't get the first, and no clutchness. But those kind of close games is what I foresee in our future in next season with Jacoby. Um, if he's able to close out some of those games, maybe we have a different season. We'll see.
And I'm sorry, Adam. One more
Go ahead.
question. Do you think are you pretty confident that Jacoby is going to be the guy next year? Like,
Currently, yes, with
Yeah.
the free agency market, and there's nobody really left. And then also, we don't have like I don't think the NFL draft is not amazing quarterback wise. So I think he's gonna start. Even if we draft a quarterback, I don't think they
yeah,
start, period.
No.
Because
yeah,
the only startable quarterback
it's
is number
Jacoby.
one,
Yeah,
Francisco Mendoza.
yeah.
Fernando.
Fernando. Francisco. Fucking
Francisco. Oh shit, racist.
Fernando.
No,
Fam.
I mean to answer your question, Junior. Yeah, I think Brissett starts no matter what. The thing is, we don't want to trade because I bet you teams are asking for a first rounder next year, and we
Mhm.
want to like save ourselves because if we trade for a CJ Stroud and then we figure out he's just not it, we would let him go and then draft a quarterback next year. Um, we have to have our first rounder next year, and we have to have all of our picks this year because we are so bad.
Mhm.
We've got some top. We're the most top heavy team. Like and I think that's some of our signings that we did. An offensive line. Like we made our floor better with some of our
Mhm.
signings because some of our backups were just atrocious. But that's in everywhere though. We've got some really good players, and then the drop off is just so dramatic that if they get injured like they did last year, I mean, you saw what our team turned into. So, um, with that being said, for Jacoby Brissett, I think to win 6 to 8 games next year, he's our team has to have a good running game. I mean, that's what we missed last year. But I think we've got to be in the top 20 offenses next year in order to do it. I'm not sure if it's going to happen. If we're not in the top 20, we got to be in the top 24, and we've got our defense has to be, you know, top 15. I think to win
Mhm.
6 to 10 games at that
To
point.
8 games, yeah.
But
Mhm.
I think the biggest difference, like if we were in what is it, the AFC South or was it the NFC South with the Falcons, the
Yeah,
Panthers, all of
NFC
them?
South.
If we
Yeah.
were in that, I think 6 to
We
8
make playoffs
games is
every
a
year, bro.
minimum. I think
Mm-hmm.
I think we be talking, hey, are we going to win 8 to 11 games this year? But since we're in the hardest division outside of the AFC West, right, with the Broncos and all that,
Broncos and
um,
them, yeah.
yeah, I mean, we would have to win three of 6 games against our conference. I think if we
Our
win 8
rivals, yeah.
games, so or our division, yeah. So I think our max is probably 8 games, and every game under 3 that we lose to a divisional rival, it goes down 7, 6,
Mm-hmm.
or I mean, if we go 0-6, I mean, I don't remember the last time we did that. So
You know
Yeah.
what's crazy is like we'll bring this up even more after the draft, but you can see how like dangerous the NFC West looks right now. I mean, you got Mike Evans who went to the Niners, and you
yeah,
got the Rams trading for Trent McDuffie, and you got the Super Bowl winners and the Seahawks that they lost their coach, and they lost Kenneth Walker, but they have most of their team back. So it just sucks because like those teams are all like, if they went to the AFC, they'd all be top contenders in the AFC.
Mm-hmm.
So
mhm.
like being in our division, we're literally have to like pick it up somewhere to compete, and I don't see that right now because of the quarterback play.
Bro, all
Yeah,
3 teams in besides the Cardinals made the playoffs last year. Hell, the
Yeah,
divisional round. All 3
yeah,
teams. Niners, Seahawks, and
Rams and
Rams.
Seahawks.
Rams,
Crazy work, and that's
and
just
I
our
think Rams would have
division.
whooped up on the Patriots too. So
100%. That was the Super Bowl, and
yeah,
it was crazy because Rams barely lost it because Matthew Stafford didn't get the ball back. They just ran
and a
the
punt
clock.
fumble. Yeah, punt
And the
fumble
punt
too.
fumble.
Yeah,
Which Sean McVay is goated, bro. He almost beat the Seahawks. I really
yeah.
think
Dude, for
the
real.
Rams had that game.
I think that's why they were crying so much because they probably knew they had
And
Super
I
Bowl
think
in their
that's why
hands.
Stafford comes back because he's like, I'm this close. I just want another
Yeah,
Super Bowl. I
I
swear.
think
yeah,
if if the Rams win that game, the Rams go to the Super Bowl and they win, and I think Stafford retires.
Exactly.
yeah,
100%. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So, but
Dude,
I think
remember
he's
I
going to come
That's what.
back
predicted
next
that.
year and they're going to go
I
crazy.
predicted
I
Well,
that
know
on the
you
show,
did.
and I was
I
like,
I know
remember.
you
Rams are gonna win
did.
the Super Bowl, and
It's,
Stafford's gonna
yeah.
retire. It was so
Well, I was gonna
close,
say,
so
that
close,
kind of
dude.
makes you nervous about the draft, boys. Is since Stafford's like 2 years away
They're
from
gonna go
retiring,
off.
they're looking for a quarterback, and that makes me nervous because we're looking for a
They like
quarterback in the
Ty.
draft. And if
Please
they
take
get
Ty
Ty or
Simpson.
they, hey, oh, whoa,
Take him.
whoa,
Take
We got to
him.
get in
whoa.
the conversation, Rick.
Listen, all right, we were gonna talk about this sometime. Uh, Ty Simpson has been in the Las
Late.
Vegas odds is the highest odds to be drafted by the Cardinals right now.
Oh,
So what we were thinking is obviously not number 3 overall, but
yeah, no.
if we can try to get him, what I would love is if we can get him in the second round, like
Yes.
34 overall. But the possibilities is like very slim because there's 3 QB needy teams before that pick within the Jets, the Browns, and the Steelers. So are they going to take Ty before that? And that makes me nervous because I like Ty. I don't love him, but I like him as in some kind of juice other than Jacoby in this year. So that's why I would think Ty would be nice. But I don't know if I want to trade up into the first to like give up capital to get him. What do you guys think?
100%. I agree. I don't want to give up anything to get him. And for current asking price right now for us to trade back into the first is a second, third, and a fifth. That's way too much. And especially our
Yeah,
second is a first rounder. So unless
basically.
we're able to trade down from 3, let's just say, for example, the Cowboys, and they're 9, right?
Yeah. No, they're
Who
12, I think.
who's 9? The Chiefs. Okay, let's
The
just say we
Saints
traded
or
down
Chiefs. Chiefs are
with
9.
someone in the top 10. I don't want to get out the top 10 because we need a top 10 player. But
Yeah.
let's just say we trade with one of the top 10 guys and we're able to get some capital, and we use that capital to trade in and get Ty Simpson. I'm okay with trading that capital because technically we didn't have it. But I don't want to give up anything we own this year, period. Anything we gain from a trade down, I'm okay with trading it to get back into the first round.
Right.
Not that I
Yeah.
would love it. I wouldn't love it at all. I'd still rather keep that capital and, pick other BPA, best player available. But I already know Monty wants a quarterback so bad, and I already know they're in love with Ty Simpson. I'm pretty sure he's going to get a top 30 visit over here in the Cardinals.
Mhm.
It looks more and more that we're going to draft him. Just be careful and don't give up anything for next year's draft. And I don't want to give up anything we currently already own.
What do
Yes.
you think, Adam?
Yeah, no, I I completely agree with that. So you guys know I always mess around with mock drafts, right? I mess
Mm-hmm.
around with one where we always trade down. I had one
Mhm.
where I mean this is like dream scenario for us where we trade down with I believe it was the Chiefs, so 9 and 29. And what we do at 9, we take best player available. In that draft, we got Caleb Downs at 9. So Caleb
Hey,
Downs at
that's
9, that
crazy.
that shores
Yeah.
up our safety position, which it might happen. It's
Mhm.
likely actually right now because of his knee. People are really worried about it, just like Will Johnson from last year.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Mhm.
Um, but
Imagine he
then
falls to the second.
oh, it won't happen. You're
Anyways,
crazy.
yeah, go
But
No,
ahead.
that'd
no,
be
no.
crazy. I mean,
Yeah.
we saw it last year. You never know
With Will
till it
Johnson,
happens.
yeah.
But so and then at 29, we took best tackle available, which was the guy from ASU, the
Mm-hmm.
Ianacor or whatever. And then Ty Simpson was still available to us at 34. We take Ty Simpson. That is the scenario
That'd
where
be
I'm saying,
crazy.
hey,
That'd be
let's
amazing.
take Ty Simpson right there. That's amazing value.
Yes,
And
exactly.
all we had to do was trade down once.
Yep.
That's all we had to do. So I think that's
Um,
dream scenario for us. And guess what? If he doesn't work out, um, we have a draft next year and we're going to get the quarterback of our
Yes.
dreams next year. If he
the
does
great
work out, then now we get to use our draft pick next year to
On
get
best player
Jeremiah
available.
Smith. If we
Yes.
get Jeremiah Smith because MHJ is trash and you trade MHJ for a third round pick and now you got Jeremiah Smith and Ty Simpson
And Ty Simpson.
and Michael Wilson and Trey McBride, we're locked in, boys,
Gold.
for 2027. So
Yeah, and what I'm saying about the Ty Simpson thing though is I don't know if he does go to 34, and that if you do love him so much, like I know you don't. I'm just saying as in the GM, if they do love him
yeah.
so much, then moving up 10 spots isn't that real or that bad. So like people are like, oh, it's great value at 34, but like at 27 or 21, that's horrible. And I'm like,
Mm,
well, I don't know, like I understand, but at the same time, if he's your guy, then you have to find a way to get him. Um, I'm just nervous about we like Seppa said, if we would have to move up, then you are spending a lot of draft capital. I think I'm hoping for a trade down from 3 because necessarily we don't need Maui Noah at 3. We can go to 9 and get like
Dude,
best player. Then we can actually get him at 21 or something.
vision
Ty
this,
Simpson.
speak this into existence. Trading down from 3 with any of the top 10 people, and we still are able to land Maui Noah, bro. Let's
That would
just
be
say we
crazy.
traded down to 9 and we got Maui Noah at 9, and we got capital and we are able to get
Ty Simpson as well.
Ty Simpson, and the second round we get, another great
A,
player,
mm-hmm,
right? Like that's dream scenario type stuff because we still get our right
tackle.
tackle shored up. I think we know for a fact we got to shore up. We got to get a first or second round right tackle, no matter what.
Yeah.
If
Yeah.
we don't, our O line's shit. Elijah
Mm-hmm,
Wilkinson's garbage.
yeah.
So, but if we're able to do that and still land Ty Simpson, because I already know, I'm pretty sure that's gonna be Monty's like move. It
Number one
seems like we're
job.
going that
unfortunately,
way. Like,
dumbass.
unfortunately, but we can't give up anything. We cannot give up any draft capital, period.
Right.
Anything from
Yeah.
this year and definitely not next year. So if we're able to gain capital from a trade down, land one of the players we love, which is Maui Noah, Bane, or the two Ohio State kids from the safety and the linebacker, Sonny Styles, like
Downs. Yeah.
Downs. We land one of those dudes and we're able to get uh
Ty
Ty
Simpson.
Simpson. I'm fine with that. I'm not fine with drafting someone at 3 overall and then we have to trade back into the first by giving up our second, third, and fifth, and we don't have
Yeah.
anything until the fourth round. And we have
No.
Ty Simpson and Maui Noah. Like, I'm not mad at
Mm-hmm.
Maui Noah, but I'm mad at Ty Simpson because we gave up so much to get him. And he's not
Yeah.
even that good. Like, he's good, but he's not going to start next year. We know that.
If
Yeah.
if
Yeah.
Monty wants to keep his job this year, he needs to understand you can't give up capital next year and you have to hit on this draft at the same time. You have to
Mm-hmm.
take best value for your team. You know Ty Simpson is not going to start this year. So do
Mhm.
not reach on Ty Simpson. That's
Nope.
really what it
Yeah.
is. You're going to have to groom him because he has accuracy issues under pressure, and he
Pressure.
has to learn a
Yeah.
playbook that's going to be complex because now it's not a petting
NFL.
offense. This is an NFL
Yeah.
offense from a guy who learned under two freaking
McVay.
offensive
Shanahan and
gurus.
McVay.
So it's going to be a complex
Yeah.
system.
And I'm all for drafting at 3, best player available. If
Mhm.
we go that route, then I'm all for going with the Nussmeier or Drew Aller later in the draft.
Yes.
If you do that,
Yes.
maybe get Drew at a 3rd, 4th round, or Nussmeier in the 6th, because then you're like, hey, we still want to like have some kind of progression in the QB room. We don't want Gardner Minshew and Jacoby being our
Hell
guys.
no.
We want to make sure, especially Mike, if Michael Fleur's like this guy can be a gem, then yeah, let's draft a really good offensive tackle and a really good edge in the 1st and 2nd, and then in the later rounds pick up a quarterback.
I would
But
love that. I actually really actually want that to happen. And just imagine we get, Francis Mauigoa, and then second round we get a great edge rusher or a
mhm,
linebacker or wide receiver, whatever fits the mold. And then third round we get Drew Aller, and then he turns into like a Dak Prescott, bro. Like imagine, man.
dude,
That'd be
that'd be
sick.
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah.
I think Drew Alar will go late third, early fourth.
Mhm.
So what I
Mhm.
I mean, what I want to do, like, we need to make trades later where, like, if a value pick there or a guy we want just doesn't fall to us there, we trade down like a couple spots and get a later draft pick. So that way,
You could
like
use that.
in the second round, hypothetically, let's say Ty Simpson got taken.
Got
We
at
already took a
20, yeah.
tackle. They took the edge rushers that we want, the corners and stuff we can get later in the second.
So then trade
Whatever,
down.
whatever it is.
Yeah.
Let's trade down 5,
I
6
love that.
spots. Let's get a late third and maybe a fifth rounder or something. And then right there, now you got 2 third rounders, 2 fifth rounders. With your late third rounder, you can draft Drew Alar. With the
Yep.
early third rounder, once again, take best player available and do not get multiple of the same position unless you're in the 6th or 7th round. That's just what you have to do in this draft. You have holes everywhere. You need good players everywhere.
I think unfortunately, Drew Aller, you're gonna have to draft him in the third round because you're gonna have to. It's not considered a reach, but you have to go above the asking price, which is right now it's a
Yes.
early fourth or late third. So you're gonna have to take him in the third at any point. You don't
Yeah,
want to take him at the top of the third because that's where our pick is. So get another pick in the third, middle
exactly.
of it, or towards the end. But you want to get in that middle because you want to reach for Alari because he's gonna be gone. I just
Yeah.
think because there's not a lot of quarterbacks in this draft. There's only Fernando, Ty, and Drew, and then you can
And there's still
argue
quarterback needy
the
teams
other
too.
fourth guy. I can't remember his name. And there's a lot of quarterback needy teams, so you have to reach on the quarterback, and you always do when you draft quarterbacks. You always have to reach a little bit. But
I didn't watch too much of Drew Aller's tape. Where did he play at?
Penn
Penn
State,
State.
Penn
He
State.
was a
Okay.
Heisman candidate, just like Sam Levitt, but he looked better the year
he fell off
before.
this year.
He fell off this year because Penn State kind of went into
I
shambles.
think their coach
But
get
I'm
fired.
hoping it's a coaching issue.
yeah,
I'm hoping.
it wasn't. He broke his ankle too. I saw it
Mm.
kind of early in the year, and they just couldn't recover. But I mean, they had more
Does he
issues than just that. So
does he have would you say does he have freak attributes, or is he just like
He's
a
6'5", dude.
really smart pocket passer?
he's like 6'5", I think, almost 230. He's a big
Big
guy.
dude.
And
And
is he
Um,
fast, or
is he like Josh
oh, he's
Allen? I don't
fast.
think
He's
I.
got
mentally
wheels.
mentally?
He
Yeah.
doesn't. No, but I mean, Josh Allen's unique because his arm, right?
Yeah.
The knock
But
on
the
him,
mobility,
obviously,
is he kind of like mobile?
oh, he's very mobile. Who's a
Okay.
guy I would say he is? Like CJ Stroud is kind of fast, but he didn't really scramble. Drew Alar scrambles. So think a faster CJ Stroud. That's what I would say who he is.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that at all.
the knock on him is that he's really flashy and he makes great plays, but then he makes really dumb plays, like really dumb. Like it's
Oh,
just like, why did you
okay.
do that?
Why
So
did you do that?
now I feel like you can refine that. Josh Allen had the same exact issues, and I think his first 2
in
years
Wyoming.
he almost matched or did match Peyton Manning for his turnovers. So,
Dude, that would be awesome because,
yeah.
like you said, we have Matt Schaub as our quarterback whisperer, right? He
Oh, it'd be so
Yeah.
was the
good.
former Texans quarterback,
Yeah.
and a lot of people wanted him, even
I can't
Shanahan,
believe
as
we
their
sniped
quarterback
him from the
coach.
Niners.
I can't
Yeah.
believe
So,
it, dude.
so honestly, having a Nussmeier slash Drew Aller in the third string role next year, maybe even second over Gardner Minshew, I
Mhm.
would love that for the Cardinals.
That's
And
why
if we go 8-8, draft a really top best player available in the 27 draft and keep Aller for the starting role.
that's why in my opinion, no need to trade up for Ty Simpson, Monty. Like
No.
play your cards right. Let him fall. If he falls, draft him. If he doesn't, we will find a way with Drew Aller. Like don't force this agenda that you have to trade back
Mhm.
into the first to get Ty because you know you're gonna have to give up a lot.
Yeah.
And you can't guarantee that we can trade down from 3. You can't.
And you can't
Yeah.
guarantee that you're going to get top tier talent from Ty,
And
right?
Yeah,
this is the thing
exactly.
as
For a
well.
first round pick.
There's the thing as well is it seems like we kind of like game managers, but those guys
Yeah.
have unique talent outside of them. But if you want a game manager who still showed to be really good and is a leader of men on their football team, you still have 3 other quarterbacks. You got the Klubnik guy from Clemson. You got
Hmm.
I think his name's Robertson or something like that from Baylor. And then
Hmm.
you've got you guys were saying his name, the LSU guy.
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier.
Nussmeier. So you have him as well. So, and he played all year last year, just absolutely injured. Really, it wasn't even hurt. He was
I
injured.
also
Hmm.
heard Nussmeier's dad was in the NFL and is a really high up coach. So
Yeah,
it's like he has the bloodline to be a really good quarterback.
exactly.
Maybe just need the coaching.
Yeah. So don't
Yeah,
reach
like
on a
don't
guy.
force
You
the
can get a good quarterback
quarterback.
at
Yeah,
literally
draft
any round.
smart.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Hmm.
So
Don't be
now be
desperate.
now before we head to our last question, we're going to visit Sonny Styles again, but I do want to kind of ask this question here. And I kind of brought up the Dolphins trading back, and we've kind of talked about trading back here, or not trading back, but trading their guy for a second pick. There's, I think, 5 teams with 2 first round draft picks right now. And they've got multiple third round picks or second round picks too.
Wow.
We've got the Jets. They're at 2 and they're at 16. The Browns are at 6 and 24. The Cowboys are at 12 and 20. Miami's at 11 and 30. And then the Chiefs are at 9 and 29. Is there any team where you would say, hey, you give me those 2 first round draft picks for my 3, and then if you want more picks, we can kind of, interchange those? Is there a team that you would say, yes, let's do it?
I mean, the Jets are probably off the board, right? You got the 2 and the 16, so they're above us on
They are
both, right?
16 and 33, though.
Oh, okay.
That's right. The first
Yep,
pick in the second
33.
You're
round.
right.
Mhm.
You're right. I wouldn't mind that. No, I don't know. I don't like that really.
I want a top 10 pick.
I
Anyone
think the
that's in the top
Chiefs.
10.
I would love to be at the Chiefs, right? You got 9 and 29. That would be awesome because then you have a chance at Ty being at 29, or you get a first round talent. So that's what I would do, but I don't know. What about you guys?
Yeah, I'm the same. I'm not trading out of the top 10 this year. We saw it last year. I don't hate Walter Nolan. I love him, in fact, but I don't want to trade out of the first
I
top
think he's
10.
an anomaly too, Walter.
Exactly. And
He was
remember
supposed to be
people
a top
passed
10.
on him because they were like,
Supposed to be
"Oh,
top
we don't
10.
like his attitude or something."
We don't
I
know if he
remember.
loves the game. What the fuck,
Yeah,
dude?
something like that. Something like that. And then he went insane. So like
Yeah.
I'm happy we have Walter Nolan. I just think if we trade out of the top 10, I'm going to be pissed because it happens every year where I'm watching all of my favorite players get drafted to random ass teams and I'm just like, who the F are we gonna get? And then we're on the clock and then I'm like, oh, I really want so and so. Like I really wanted freaking um what's his name? It's Will Anderson that one year, and we traded down, and I was like so depressed. So if we do trade back down from 3, I want to be in the top 10. So at least we're still gonna get one of those big guys, Sonny Styles. He can be in the top 10. The
Caleb
Caleb Downs, he's gonna
Downs.
be in the top 10. Any of the receivers are gonna. Some of the top receiver is gonna be in the top 10, no matter what.
Mhm.
One of the top
Yeah.
receivers. Moinoa is going to be in the top 10. We
Ruben
know
Bain,
he's not
yeah.
going to go under the top 10. Ruben
Yeah.
Bain's top 10. Imagine we trade down to 9 and get Bain.
Yeah.
Insane value. I wanted him at
Yeah.
3. So
Right.
if we have to trade down to 12 with the Cowboys, that's the
Kinda
only. That's
dangerous.
the lowest I would go. And even then,
Yeah.
I'm mad because we're still out the top 10. So
Now, my favorite option, honestly, it's the Browns. You get the best of both worlds. You're right in the middle of everything. 6 and 24. You get number 6, you know
Wow.
you're going to get a really good
a
talent.
good player.
At 24, you know you're going to get the next position of need and the best one available at that time. You know you're going to. So
the question is, what would the Browns trade those for, though? Like, is 3 like that rich this year to trade both your firsts?
3 and something
They would
else.
only give us. They would only give us 5 Adam in like a second. I don't think they'd give us both their first for 3.
We'd
they
have
only
to
have to come up 2
trade.
spots.
We'd have to trade something really good. But we
would trade
want
something
Malinois.
else.
Both of their right tackles are leaving in free agency, and they don't want to come back to the Browns because they know Sanders is going to be the quarterback. And
I don't think Malinois passes 5, to be honest.
So you're saying that they'd move up for him.
I don't. Yeah. I think the GMs know, just like we do, that Malinois, he is your blue chip tackle this year.
Yeah, from this draft.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if you want Bain or you want Malinois, you got to give us what we want, because we've got the cards right now. So, and if you think that's too rich for you, then you go to the Jets.
If I was the Browns, I don't give a fuck. I'm waiting to see who falls to 5. You're going to get a great player. But I understand what you're saying. Oh, 6. I meant 6. Sorry.
The thing is, the Browns have 100 draft picks every single year, and they do again this year. And and they've got a lot of talent. They just need to protect their quarterback, because Sanders was running for his life last year. And now all of their offensive linemen are leaving. No,
that's what I was thinking.
They have Shador and Gabriel. Why would they take another quarterback?
Dude, that'd be dumb on them.
That'd be really dumb. But with that being said, it's going to be an interesting draft. The one last question: let's say we don't trade down because people aren't giving us what we want, or they're just lowballing the heck out of us. Let's say we don't take Malinois, and he is available. We don't take Bain, and he is available. And we take Sonny Styles. Are we going to be pissed? Are we going to be happy, or kind of like a bittersweet kind of thing? What do you guys think?
Is that 3 overall?
Mm-hmm. At 3.
I'll be pissed. At 3 overall, I'll be pissed. You picking up a off-ball linebacker at 3, they're getting paid top 20 talent in the league for being a rookie and not even playing it down of the game, So I would be pissed.
Yeah, it would be kind of like taking Ty Simpson, right, in the first. Like, actually, no, sorry. Why'd I even say that? I wouldn't be that mad. If we took Ty at 3, you wouldn't. There's no other world I'd want to be in. But I think taking Sonny Styles, I'd be pissed. But if we took freaking Ty, I don't even know what I'd be. But I think, man, he is very talented. I understand taking best player available. Is he best player available when Bain and Malinois are on the board? No, not in my opinion.
Because then Titans would pick up one of them, heartbeat at 4.
It would be on the same par as drafting Jeremiah Love, and I'd even be happier with Love than Styles. So I wouldn't be happy with
running backs. With 3 running backs in the room.
No, I wouldn't be happy with Love, but I'm just saying Styles.
You'd be more happy.
Love,
yeah.
It's like the same thing. Like, I wouldn't be happy with it. It's just.
Yeah, I think the only way we take Styles is if we're set on a tackle at 3. Nobody offers us anything to trade up, or at least not anything good. And let's say Malinois goes to the Jets for some reason, just hypothetical. I think that's the only time we would take Sonny Styles. I think if we do want Sonny Styles, that our GM's smart enough to know you can trade down a couple spots to get him.
Mm-hmm. Well, I know for a fact if Malinois goes 2 overall, we're basically going David Bailey. But if not, we'd probably get a good trade because people would move up. People would move up 3 for David Bailey. Oh,
Yeah,
in a heartbeat, bro.
people
In
are
a
in love with
heartbeat. I
him.
know the Jets are going for him. I heard it's going Fernando
Nah,
Mendoza, David Bailey for a fact, bro.
that's not a
Like, I'll
fact.
put money on that,
That's
bro.
not a
I'll put money
fact.
on that.
I
Put
think
money
it.
on it.
I think if they don't
All
go
right then.
Maunoa, they're going Sonny Styles. To be quite honest, I think it's going to be a defensive
That
player, and it's one of them two.
or they said that they might trade with the Tennessee Titans because the Titans really
Titans,
want Jeremiah Love.
Titans want
dude,
Love?
you can get
Yeah.
Love at 4
Wow.
if you really want him. He's not
They
that
Yeah,
think
good.
they
dude.
think they think that the
Cardinals want him.
Cardinals are interested or some shit. I don't know. I don't know.
That's a
We
smoke
just signed
screen.
freaking hell, dude.
That's a smoke screen.
We
That
just signed
Would you be
there's
happy
Algier.
if we
no
drafted
way.
David Bailey 3?
I would
Okay,
be.
wait.
No.
What? But we got to move fast because
You
we're
don't
running out
like
of time. But what do you? What
okay.
if the Fernando Mendoza's 1, and then number 2 is like Francis Mauigoa, David Bailey's on the board, Ruben Bain, Styles, Caleb Downs, everyone else. Would you be? You want to take David Bailey?
I want to take
You
David
wouldn't trade
Bailey.
down.
Bro's a freak, dude, and we need that edge rush I was telling you
What
about.
about his
Josh Sweat
character
is really good,
issues?
and then yeah, that's the one thing that I'd be nervous about.
I didn't hear about
That's
it. I
probably
just based off of his repertoire, his hands. I don't want
his
him because
film.
he's a speed rusher, but he's not a Micah Parsons speed rusher. I don't think.
Just man, I'm gonna
I
be so
like him
mad that
though.
we don't get Bane because I watched his impact on the in the
I would want
NCAA.
Bailey if we traded down to 5 or 6. I want Bailey. Like that's what I
Bailey's
want.
not gonna last at
But he's
the. I'm
not
telling you, he's gonna
exactly.
He's
go top
not.
3. He's gonna go
I
top
know he
3.
is, but that's where I would pick him 5 or 6.
Yeah.
Bailey and Maui Noah are blue chips for this draft, correct?
I don't know if yeah. I mean, for this draft in 2027, I think they're out of the top 10. To be honest,
Then why take him?
because they're best players in this
Facts.
draft, and every draft's different. So.
Nah, then trade down and pick up.
Well, people
for
say like if you like a guy in this draft especially, if you like a guy at 3, you're still like if you like this guy at 10, it's still going to be the same value if you pick him at 3 because of the talent level. I guess that's what people were saying.
I got you. Well, with that
But
being said, boys, that's the end of our podcast. But we got the little ending here. Oh snap! Burnout, baby. Yes, sir.
hey,
Draft 4. And
Draft 4.
I gotta say it this time, bro. So, not a lot of questions. I know we're kind of running out of time here. So, first and foremost, we're just gonna kind of piggyback off what we just talked about. If the Cardinals trade down, what is the minimum haul you would take? Not what we want, but the very minimum. Sefa.
Obviously your first round pick, right? And then hopefully another first round, but I'd take a second. That's the
A
minimum.
high
I'm not
second
taking
or
any
a mid second?
higher mid, not late second.
Okay.
Yeah.
What about you,
yeah.
man?
If I'm trading down, it depends on how far I'm trading down. If I'm trading back in the top 10, I will take a first and a second for that. But if it's like trading back into the 20s or the late teens,
Multiple.
I'm gonna want 2 firsts because you're in the 30 overall,
Yes.
so
Yes.
at least 2 firsts. But I think right now, not many teams are looking for that. But yeah,
Okay. Junior, over or under 6.5 wins with Jacoby Brissett. Where do you land and why?
I'm gonna go under. I'll probably put $100 on that, dude, because it's just we're in a competitive conference and we're a competitive division. And until I see Kobe or Jacoby finishing games, I don't put my trust in him. And maybe he might change my mind with different play calling, right? With Mike LaFleur. So, but right now I'm taking the under.
Yeah, right now with the pre-April draft, because we're still, in the weeds, I'm taking the under, and I would put that at 3, under 3 wins with Jacoby
Ooh,
Brissett, because he only won 1 last year, so he's not going to win more than 3.
dang.
And yeah, same. I just put it under the under is 3, under 3, and that's only because he's only won 1 football game with the Cardinals. So
Okay. Hypothetical right now, Sefa. If the Cardinals trade back with the Jets for number 16 and number 33 overall. Jordan Tyson and the safety Downs is available. There's not a good tackle available. We would wait till the second round to get them. Who are you taking?
Damn.
Personally,
Caleb
and then
Downs.
as the GM. Personally, and then as the GM.
As a GM, you have to take Caleb Downs. That's high value at 16. He will not fall out that far. He's very talented, and Jordan Tyson has the injury on him. I'm not saying he doesn't deserve it to be picked at 16 because he does, but evaluating the two players, Caleb Downs has to get picked at 16, and he's going to bring so much momentum into the Valley and into our defense. Hate passing on Jordan Tyson, but that's what I would do. As personal fan of ASU and love of Jordan Tyson, I would take him because that's a personal fan thing, but no, I would take Downs.
If we did that as the GM, I would draft Ty Simpson 16 overall. I'm just saying because, like,
but we traded down, so we didn't get a top 10 talent.
Listen.
So Caleb Downs,
I would take Ty Simpson 16 overall over Caleb Downs over Jordan Tyson because what am I missing in my team right now? I'm missing high level quarterback play. I'm a GM. I want to save my job.
He's not a high level quarterback.
The only way I'm gonna. I mean, look in the free agency. There's no one right now.
He's a third-round pick if this was a draft.
Ricky, you can get him at 33 because you just picked up a 33.
No,
so you
have
33 and 34.
You got Steelers, you got Browns, you got a couple of needy teams.
One.
Steelers I'm just saying it's dangerous to talk.
I don't 33. Like your answer, but I understand because
take Ty 16. I understand. Yeah, take Ty 16 because you love him, right?
Because you love
him. Take Ty 16.
No, you love
and then
him.
Guess what?
Ricky,
and then guess what? No, guess what? After 16, you got 33 and 34. 2 picks in a row to pick your offensive tackle and a defensive
But also
end.
Listen to what you just said. Imagine this in this world where you don't take Ty Simpson and you take Caleb Downs, okay? You take Caleb Downs at 16 and now you pick the first overall pick in the second round. If Ty Simpson's still available, take him, right? But if he's not, take the best tackle available. Or edge rusher at 33. And then at 34, take whatever pick you want, or whatever is great, BPA. Then in the third round, like we were talking about, pick up Drew Aller. Because then you got your quarterback and you got generational talent on your team, bro. Come on.
I just wanted to see Adam's reaction to me saying Ty Simpson at 16.
Fuck you, dude. All right.
Yo, Monty would do that shit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
No, I trust me. When I do a mock draft, I did one where I was like, I'm just gonna think like Monty Austin Ford right now. It was the worst fucking draft I've ever seen in my life. I was like, this is probably realistic too. Like, I'm gonna be so mad when this happens, and I'm like, oh, knew this.
That's funny, man.
All right, and then last question. We're gonna go away from Cardinals here just a little bit. With the Diamondbacks, okay, who is going to finish higher this next year? Who's gonna go deeper into the playoffs, Junior? The Dodgers or the D-backs? Now the Dodgers have signed a lot of players. The Diamondbacks are coming into this offseason pissed, and a lot of their players are performing well. I mean, what do you think?
You're saying who's going to get further in the playoffs this next season?
This next season.
It's hard to bet against the champs, right? Like, Dodgers just won. Yeah, they just won the championship. I would rather pick another team that's more fair, and I think that they're going to play like, as I would say they're more like a
Answer the question.
All right, Dodgers.
Yeah, man, that's so hard to bet against freaking Shohei. I would have to go Dodgers as well, but you know what the better question is, are the D-backs going to make the playoffs?
Diamondbacks are going to make the playoffs.
We missed last year. And we thought we had MLB championship, World Series vibes.
We had so many injuries last year. I think we're going to have Zach Gallen, he's pissed off. Our pitcher who was bad last year, Rodriguez, he just pitched a gem in the championship in the World Baseball Classic against Team USA.
Wow.
Venezuela.
Corbin Carroll came back early today and hit a home run
He's
in
back?
spring training. He's
With
back
his
already.
Injury?
Yes,
oh
sir.
My God. Okay, we needed
Gurriel
that.
is expected to potentially start the year in the outfield, or at least as a designated hitter. Merrill Kelly's going to be back early. We're going to be healthy 95% of the way for the first time since the beginning of last year.
All I know is
I'm
that
saying-
the Diamondbacks were the freaking kryptonite for the Dodgers. They
We
hate
are.
us, bro. They hate us.
That's the only reason they signed Shohei was because of us.
Mm-hmm.
We beat
But
them
yeah.
and swept them in the playoffs, and they spent
And they-
$2 billion that offseason.
Yeah,
So.
and then won back-to-back championships. Why doesn't Arizona do that shit, bro?
Dude.
Instead, like both D-backs, Suns, Cardinals, like never make moves. We're poverty, bro. Arizona's poverty.
It's because we don't have money, bro. We don't have the money, bro.
We're not California, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Alrighty,
No,
boys.
but I'm open. That's exciting. D-backs.
Hey, it was a longer podcast today. We appreciate everybody tuning in. Next week's gonna be even crazier. So make sure you follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Instagram, and y'all have a great rest of your day.
Hell yeah, boys. Love y'all. Take it easy.
Cheese.